What's up guys, it's Nick and today we are gonna talk about stress management. Because you know what, even if we're working from home, even if we're studying from home, or we are going to school or going to work, one way or another we are going to encounter stress. As much as I hate to admit it, we can't really remove stress from our life. We can't completely live life without stress because honestly, what's a challenge with that? So I feel that all we can do is work around the stress and find ways to still be efficient, to still be productive despite all of these things that are thrown at us, because challenges, problems, stressors in life will always be there, but it's up to you how you can fight that stress and still reach your goals. So I'm gonna talk about just that, but first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that red button right now, and while you're at it, please click the notification bell so that you won't miss out on my future videos. So now let's get into how the hell are we going to manage stress. Going through the hardships in college and the challenges that it comes when you start working, one thing for me that has always calmed myself down when there are stressful moments, and that leads me to my number one tip, which is write things down and prioritize. Sometimes we just get so overwhelmed that we have like 10,000 things to do, but when in fact, when you start writing them down, it makes it more tangible and makes you realize that, hey, it's not so bad. I have these much things to do and I get to highlight what is really important. So in my planner, if you've watched my how to set your goals with your planner, I'll link it up here. What really helps me a lot is that for that day, what are the things that I have to do? And I categorize them accordingly into what's the highest priority, what's the mid priority, and what is important but not so urgent right now, but I still need to take note of. The fact that you can just do the step of writing it down kind of lessens the clutter in your mind. When you put things down, you realize, okay, you know, I'll just take it one step at a time. I can face it head on and I'm gonna do this. This is what I have to do to make this day a productive day, and I'm gonna make it happen. It's about taking control of your priorities, taking control of your goals, and in the end, finding ways to get them done. My second tip has been very useful for me when I really need to get something done, like it's super urgent, I need to submit it in a certain timeline, and that is to minimize distractions. When I say distractions, first of all, the obvious ones, which are notifications from your phone, whether it's from social media, text messages, messaging apps, because we have those moments wherein ito na talaga yung deadline, it's now or never, I need to get it done right now. And honestly, those times sometimes is like the most fulfilling thing ever when you're done, because you're like holding your breath for the longest time, and then when you're done, you're like, what is a few hours of your time without checking your phone, without checking notifications from people? Sometimes we get so distracted, we lose our train of thought when we see like a pop of notification wherever, which app that is. And so for me, it really helps that I just like turn those off and just focus on this single task. You know, I think there's a misconception that people say that kailangan magaling ka mag-multitask, but you know what I realize is that if you really laser focus on a certain task one at a time, it's much faster, it's much more productive. So that's my tip, is that along the way when you are trying to just finish something at a super speed time, then minimize distractions. Another distraction is ranting. Sometimes we think it helps that we rant, but you need to rant smart. What will I get out of ranting? For me, I rant when it's done. So that's what I try to do, is that pag natapos ko na yung problema, pag natapos ko na yung kailangan kong gawin, that's when I let it all out. Because you know what? I'm not losing time. It's just me letting out, this is what I've gone through and I've gone past it. I know that it's done and I'm just basically sharing a success story. Third tip is something that we don't hear often, because we're always taught to be like, okay, laban, this. But there are times when we are so talagang overwhelmed na talaga, and then another problem hits us, and then another challenge hits us, and we reach a certain point that we're just like, how in the world am I going to do this? What really helped me is this tip, which is take a breather. That it's okay to breathe. You know, we forget that we're always holding our breath. I remember this one time when I was super stressed, that I was just like super angry and super stressed at the same time, which is not a good combination. Instead of like just getting frozen and not being able to do anything, because that's a tendency, is that when you're super overwhelmed, you're just frozen, you're not productive at all, you keep overthinking everything that you do, and it's not going to help you at all. So what I did then was I went to the bathroom, sat down on the toilet with the lid closed, and just counted for 5 seconds. And with every second, I gave myself a pep talk. And it doesn't have to be loud, but it was something that was in my head. Sometimes that pause will just bring you back to reality that, hey, you know what? Life isn't over. Your life is not going to crash into pieces because of this single moment in time. And while I'm breathing, I remind myself that I can do this. I will surpass this. I've faced different challenges in my life, and so I can do this also. You will encounter even worse times in your life, but you know what? Let them come, because you already know how to face them head on. Fourth thing is something that not everyone wants to hear, but you know what? It works, which is make time to work out. It's something that people say, but you're just like, you know what helps with stress? Eating a lot. That was my mindset before, but when I started to incorporate a healthier lifestyle, it also gave me a healthier mindset to deal with stress. So working out for me is a way to relieve stress. Walang mintes that any stressful work day, after I work out, it just makes me feel a lot better, because for some reason when you work out, you just focus on getting that posture right, sweating, moving, and you don't worry about anything else but making the most out of that workout session. And sometimes taking your mind away of the stressors of your life, whether it's personal, it's work related, or whatever, it gives you a break from anything that is causing you to feel bad about yourself or to overthink so much, which is not good for you. Even during this quarantine, I find time talaga to work out, because it really helps me a lot in managing stress and not worrying about all the uncertainties happening right now, and you just become more energized to tackle more tasks, to be more productive. Just try some home workouts, you know, like don't even feel so pressured. Even just like a 10-minute, 15-minute video is not going to be so bad. It just creates a domino effect in your life to have a healthier mindset, to have a mentally strong mind to tackle whatever is going to be thrown at you. I don't let life's challenges take over all the other good things in life, because there's a lot of good things in life. You just need to recognize them and appreciate them more. My fifth tip is to find sources of inspiration. Sometimes when we're down, we just need someone to say that it's okay, you're gonna get through this. I mean, your sources of inspiration could be the people around you who give you words of encouragement, words of motivation. Go to these people, whether it's your close friends, your parents, your siblings, your relatives, you know, your colleagues. And besides that, let's say if you're by yourself, my sources of inspiration are usually reading books or watching YouTube videos. And when I say reading books, I recommend you guys to check out the Blinkist app. This is an app that I've been subscribed to for a long time already, and it basically summarizes the main highlights, the main important points of all like the self-help kind of books out there. There was a time that I tried reading like the actual book, and I don't get to read them na isang bagsakan, and because of that I kind of lose the train of thought of the book and kind of loses the essence of it. So this app like really gives you an outline of what are the key takeaways of the book, and it's like what, under 15 minutes per book, and that's crazy. Imagine being able to read a book under 15 minutes. Instead of me comparing myself to others, I look at other sources where I will feed my mind with positive words, and also helps with managing your mental state, that you don't go crazy with all the stresses in life. That really helps. And of course, YouTube videos. So I also follow like YouTubers who are sharing like their own experiences, how they manage through life, the different life hacks that they have. And that's what inspired me also to do these types of videos, to do these adulting videos, to hopefully be that source of inspiration to at least one of you guys out there. And lastly, which is a fun one that you don't get to think about because you might think it's added work, but it's have a passion project. And you might think na iniisip na nga ako trabaho, may iniisip na nga ako sa school or whatever, and gusto mo pa, dagdagan ko pa ng projects yung life ko. That's why I emphasize on passion project. If it is your passion, if it's like a hobby that you love, then it shouldn't feel like work or added stress to your life. Because when you're just focused on doing something not because you need to earn money from it or you need to get a good grade from it, then you just do it just because you want to do it. There's not really so much pressure on why you have to do it or why you need to do it in a certain way. And I feel like that's why we need to have that some kind of outlet where we can just explore our passion. And by the way, our passion is not watching Netflix and eating a lot of food during this quarantine. Okay? So think about something that you enjoy to do, maybe something that you've forgotten about, whether it's like, I don't know, dancing or like baking, photography, vlogging. And I think that's why I also created a YouTube channel. This is my passion project. It's up to me how I can maximize this platform. It's just a way for me to keep talking because I also love to talk ever since I was a kid. My nickname is Daldal, by the way. That's what my family calls me. And I guess it's a skill to just keep talking in front of the camera. So while we have the time right now, maybe think about what you love to do, period. Sometimes it's just good to know that we're doing something because we love it, we enjoy it. Having that passion project just keeps that fire going, that life is fun. Life is something that you should enjoy and not take advantage of. And right now, it's such a perfect way to reflect on that. And there you go. Those are my top 6 tips so you guys can manage stress, which I feel has really helped me out a lot in college, when I was in school, and also now that I am working. And at the end of the day, huwag tayo magpapatalo sa stress. Huwag tayo magpapatalo sa mga problema natin sa life because it's always gonna be there. We win over stress, we take control of our lives, and kick that stress's butt out of the way. Ang sabi nga nila is that you should always remember that you are too blessed to be stressed. Something to inspire guys, something to motivate you guys as we head on to another week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have more tips to share because I would love to hear your thoughts. And like this video if you liked it, I hope. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!